Chapter 802. Looting Persistently Internal Strife. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. How can you be so selfish? Unfettered Scholar pointed at Fang Yuan, chiding. My literature carps, my fish group, Zhou Ping screamed angrily. We are here fighting desperately, but you are taking benefits in the background? Taking advantage of us? Pi Shuihan's eyes were flashing with a cold light. His tone was chilly. My group of literature carps, return them to me, Zhou Ping roared, mixed with a tone of sobbing. The urgent matter now is to kill Dongfang Changfan. By then, won't we have everything? Fairy Lishan's transmitted. Her tone also had a hint of accusation in it. Damn it! Return my fish group. I demand justice. Zhou Ping was so regretful, his eyes turned red. If he knew this, he might as well have destroyed the fish group. He spent so much precious time trying to get this resource, yet now it landed in someone else's hands, and it felt like he was only safekeeping it. Shut up! Otherwise I am going to thrash some people. Fang Yuan was very ruthless. His tone was arrogant, and he did not make any form of explanation or denial. You! Zhou Ping was so angry his eyes were opened wide and staring. He almost spat out blood. Fang Yuan laughed loudly. He had to act ruthless, to not allow these demonic Path Gu immortals to take an inch and demand a mile. This could protect his interests. Pi Shuihan, Unfettered Scholar, and the others were gritting their teeth in anger. But they could not attack. Fang Yuan had rank 7 battle strength. If they really fought, he still had 2 companions. It's nothing much if it's only that rank 6 black-robed Gu immortal, but this rank 7 is likely to be Fairy Lishan from Snowy Mountain. Fairy Lishan had once made an agreement with Dongfang tribe. She could not harm them. Now that she is involving herself in this matter, it's no wonder her appearance and identity are concealed. Once she attacked, there would be many flaws. Fairy Lishan's identity was already revealed to Unfettered Scholar and Pi Shuihan. Even though they found out, Pi Shuihan and Unfettered Scholar did not dare to attack her because Fairy Lishan was a member of Snowy Mountain. She was a subordinate of the rank 8 Gu immortal, Old Ancestor Xuehu. Old Ancestor Xuehu wanted to refine fortune rivaling Heaven Gu. This was known to everyone. But to refine a rank 8 immortal Gu, the investment was massive. Perhaps right now, Fairy Lishan was here due to orders from Old Ancestor Xuehu. To loot Dongfang tribe's resources, this would be the will of a rank 8 expert. Fang Yuan naturally knew Unfettered Scholar and Pi Shuihan's mindsets. He was using Fairy Lishan's reputation now to deter the demons, so that he could take the literature carps for himself. But just as he was about to continue saying arrogant words and deepen everyone's impression, Dongfang Changfan suddenly lost control again. Dongfang Yikong's face turned ruthless. He looked at Fang Yuan with eyes that could shoot out fire. His voice turned into Dongfang Yikong's. He screamed at Fang Yuan, Scoundrel, you dare to take my literature carps away. I was only storing them here temporarily. You dare to take them? Do you know how much effort I had put in to obtain this group of literature carps? I want you to die like a dog. While he roared, he flew towards Fang Yuan. Everyone stared blankly at this. Earlier, Dongfang Changfan had appeared normal for a very long time. Everyone thought that he had regained control and succeeded in his possession. Nobody expected this to happen. Fang Yuan's eyes shined with brilliance. He quickly reacted. His 6th strength path giant hands flew over, while his body retreated backwards. He grabbed onto the opportunity, but he was vigilant. What if the enemy was only acting and was purposely exposing a weakness? What if this was a trap? But the truth was, this was no trap. Dongfang Chang. Fan regained control of the body very quickly. His expression turned dark, to think that he had lost control again. Man proposes, God disposes. He had made ample preparations. These demonic Path Gu immortals were not his match. Even old Lord Kenyang was his helpless tool that was being made use of all along, but the strength of the heavenly tribulation was beyond his expectations. Earlier, he was only suppressing the wills of the 8 Gu immortals forcefully. He had not gotten rid of them yet. Now that the literature carps were taken by Fang Yuan, an intense external stimulus awakened the rage in Dongfang Yikong's will. He burst through the suppression and emerged. The wills of these 8 Gu immortals were not the biggest issue. The problem was that due to their support, the original will of this body had been gathering strength. It was becoming quite formidable. Although Dongfang Yuliang's soul was destroyed, the fragments of his soul was scattered in his body, turning into will. Thought, will, emotion. Within these divisions, there weren't individual qualitative differences. Differences were shown from quantity. Dongfang Yuliang's will had already accumulated to become similar to the other 8 Gu immortals. The most key danger was that this body was originally his. If his will burst out, the threat was many times that of the other Gu immortals of Dongfang tribe. Dongfang Chang. Fan sighed deeply. He raised minuscule mountain up and used the big to small immortal killer move to weaken the 6 strength path giant hands before breaking them apart. Fang Yuan shouted from afar, "What are you waiting for? The enemy is already separated. Why aren't you killing them now?" The other demonic path Gu immortals all had rich battle experience. How could they miss such an opportunity? Right as Fang Yin was still shouting, Pi Shui Han, unfettered scholar, and the others had already attacked, while Divine Lord Tiandu, Shi Hu, Lu Qingming, and He Ruo came over and encircled the area, sealing any escape routes that Dongfang Changfan could take. At this point, the demons already had some basic teamwork. They could cooperate to execute simple tactics. Even though these were just basics, it gave Dongfang Changfan huge pressure. Ertu's old Lord Kenyang was angered to a boiling point. He did not expect Dongfang Changfan to lose control again. Originally, he was fighting together with Dongfang Changfan. They were close together and could take care of each other. Now that Dongfang Changfan had charged out alone, he was surrounded by the demonic path immortals, while Kanyang himself was blocked outside. Dongfang Changfan, what is going on with you? At the same time, minuscule mountain was shaking. The questioning of the mini-man Gu immortal could be heard. The alarming change earlier had scared him. Don't worry. Dongfang Changfan fought against the enemies around him as he answered plainly. You sure are calm. Don't you see how many people are encircling you? The mini-man Gu immortal was going crazy. Hang in there. Old Lord Kenyang was anxious. He fought his way in as he attempted to join up with Dongfang Changfan again. I will stop him. Fairy Lishan emerged, obstructing Old Lord Kenyang. Fairy Lishan had once made an agreement with Dongfang Changfan. She was using a special technique now to suppress the agreement's backlash. Despite this, during the battle earlier, she was focusing essentially all of her attacks on Old Lord Kenyang. The battle intensified all of a sudden. The demonic path party wanted to take advantage of the mistake to eliminate Dongfang Changfan. As long as Dongfang Changfan was dead, the Blessed Land would have no one controlling it. The demonic path Gu immortals would not be restricted. Even if Old Lord Kenyang and Minuscule Mountain were around, they could not change the result. Dongfang Chang. Fan's side was trying their best. As long as he joined up with Old Lord Kenyang, they would regain their former advantage. During such an intense battle, Fang Yuan was at the periphery of the battlefield, looting the resources of the deep pools. Fang Yuan's actions made all of the demonic path Gu immortals furious. They accused him while shouting loudly. Fang Yuan, however, gave his reasoning. What do you guys know? This is a battle tactic. I am trying to trigger the Gu immortal wills that were suppressed in his body to make old scoundrel Dongfeng commit a mistake. Wasn't the current advantage that we gained due to me? Quickly coordinate with me. Do not judge the heart of a gentleman with the heart of a small man. After Unfettered Scholar heard this, his handsome face distorted with anger. Pi Shuihan's heart was filled with the flames of rage. He felt that at this moment, he was not an ice and water path Gu immortal. Instead, he was cultivating fire path. But what Fang Yuan said was true. They had no way to rebuke him. Divine Lord Tiandu expressed everyone's thoughts. Why is it that we are all fighting here while you are out there gaining profits? The mini-man Gu immortal from Minuscule Mountain also yelled, What do you mean, judge the heart of a gentleman with the heart of a small man. This is discrimination against our miniman race. I will make you pay the price." Zhou Ping's eyes turned. He said, "This battle tactic makes sense. Let me coordinate." Saying this, he left his position in the battlefield and flew down towards a deep pool. Pi Shui Han roared in anger. "Get the hell back!" Unfettered Scholar was breathing roughly. He activated 1,000 disintegrations, aiming it at Zhou Ping. Zhou Ping shouted in pain. He suffered a heavy blow. He almost fell to the ground. This could not be allowed. Defeat and victory were thinly separated. If everyone went to get profits, who would be left to kill Dongfang Changfan? Unfettered Scholar shouted coldly, "Now is a crucial moment. If anyone tries to leave without reason, even if the enemy is in front of us, I will kill you." He no longer had the gentlemanly air from earlier. He started using abusive language. "Zhou Ping, why aren't you back in battle yet? Do you want me to send you off?" Pi Shui Han said coldly threatening. Zhou Ping lowered his head. He had an expression of anger and hatred, but he had no choice but to return. Fang Yuan could not kill him, but that did not mean other rank 7 battle strength Gu Immortals could not. The other demonic path. Gu Immortals saw this and suppressed their greed. They felt glad and also indignant. Why was it that Fang Yuan could scavenge resources while they could not? Because of battle strength. Fang Yuan had rank 7 battle strength. Unfettered Scholar and Pi Shui Han, even if they wanted to, had neither the capability nor time to punish him. But for the other rank 6 Gu Immortals, if they dared to mess around so openly, did they think these rank 7s could be toyed with? Gu Immortals who made it this far were all astute figures. But to mess around with others, one had to see if they had the ability to do so. But even Fairy Li Shan could not stand to let this continue. She loudly spoke at Fang Yuan with a cold snort. "Number 7, come back now. We'll fight together." Fang Yuan was slightly stunned. He could not help but let out a laugh. Earlier, he was scheming against the others. But at the next moment, his ally actually slightly schemed against him. Even though he, He Lu Lan, and Fairy Li Shan had signed the Snowy Mountain Alliance, in which nobody had command over others in the alliance, but right now they had to act in front of everyone. Earlier, to show that they had a deep background, they put up a show and deterred the demons. Right now, he could not ruin that background they created. He had to continue acting. Over at Fairy Li Shan's side, her circumstances were quite bad. She fought using Wood Path, but old Lord Kenyang was a Fire Path Gu Immortal. Be it fighting techniques or methods, Fairy Li Shan was heavily countered.